And we are back.
What is up, my dudes and dudettes and all those in between?
It is the PACRats coming at you. Not so live.
Never.
Never live. Never even close to being live.
Company? What?
As of as of this recording, our relaunch has led to 0 actual videos being put on the channel.
Well, here's the thing that people need to understand is when you're out of college, you get busy.
You do. And the idea I had was to edit everything together and then start putting videos up.
Mm-hmm.
That way everything is like done that we have. So far, before we start really getting into the meat of this episode, I have, I think, 3 videos ready to go. Another one almost done editing.
Mm-hmm.
So I think we're doing pretty good.
It's better than nothing.
It is. It is better than nothing. But let's get to the topic at hand.
Before we begin, also, I want to say that I am an emotional wreck today.
Are you?
Yes, because
Tell the people.
Because it is the gay. This was like the gay Super Bowl weekend for me.
It was.
We had Pride in Pittsburgh this weekend.
Yes.
Which I went to for the first time.
How was that? Share with us a little bit about that experience.
Okay. So I had a good time. I really did.
That's good.
It was definitely very crowded.
Yeah, I bet.
And one of the things that I personally have a problem with is corporations getting involved with Pride.
Yeah. How many were there?
There were a ton. So the way that they did Pride this year, which was apparently different, is that they took over an entire bridge.
Which bridge? Do you remember?
The Andy Warhol Bridge.
Okay.
And so they had like a full street and then the entire bridge. And the entire bridge was packed with like tents of like different corporations sponsoring the event.
I saw that there were booths set up.
Yeah.
I saw that on like one of our friends. We're not going to name names.
Right.
Who's working downtown was at one of the booths.
Mm-hmm. And I don't have full problems with most corporations that sponsor events because
the one that I saw was the CLO.
Mm-hmm. Which that's a great corporation to sponsor an event like this because theater and the gays go hand in hand.
Mm-hmm.
But when you see like a huge honkin' Walmart truck driving in the Pride Parade and hearing about their recent stands on certain topics,
yes,
that's when I'm like, ooh, y'all didn't do your research.
Mm-hmm.
And also, there was a lot of talk online because I don't know who. So the company that does the main Pride in Pittsburgh, the Delta Foundation, recently, like about 2 weeks before Pride happened, posted something about selling Trump T-shirts.
Like in support of Trump?
Yeah.
Oh.
And
big yikes.
Oh yeah, exactly. And it's just it's just so confusing that this corporation that celebrates, diversity and celebrates, togetherness is supporting a man that is against all that.
Yeah, that is something you don't want to see.
So while I was there at the Delta Pride, I also went to the People's Pride, which is sponsored by one of the companies, True Tea Entertainment.
Yeah.
And it was much smaller. It was in the north side of Pittsburgh, in West Park.
Okay.
And it was so nice. It was so nice and so relaxing and much more chill than the main Pride.
Was that The one you posted on your Instagram story?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it was in this nice park, and all the booths there were like really cool and really sweet, and really like I felt like I could actually talk to the people.
That's good.
hmm Meanwhile,
'Cause
like at regular Pride, like you have a bunch of annoying straight girls everywhere.
there's so much going on as well.
hmm So yeah, I'm getting over that, and also tonight was the Tony Awards.
Yes, and we will not talk about the Tonys because
Right.
I
Watched it.
while this was the gay Super Bowl for Ian.
Yeah.
Um
I'm
this
kind of an emotional wreck.
this weekend is E3
Ooh.
as well. So I've been up watching press conferences. I worked today. I worked I think a 7 a.m. What do you mean? What do I mean? I think I worked 7 a.m. until 3. Got home and immediately started watching the press conferences that happened today.
We love that.
One went from 3:30 to like 5 something, and then the next one started at 8:30, and the last one just like finished up a little bit ago.
Yeah. Were they good this year?
Well, Sony, as you know, I'm a PlayStation boy.
Mm-hmm.
Sony's not doing E3 this year. They're doing their own event at the end of the year.
Okay.
So they weren't there.
Okay.
Microsoft's was pretty good because like they had some cross-platform stuff. So beyond their exclusives, they have a new Star Wars game coming out that looks dope as hell.
Mm-hmm.
And Bethesda had their conference. I don't play many Bethesda games, but some of the stuff they had looked pretty good.
Cool.
Devolver Digital did their stuff. They announced a pretty cool arcade, like a cabinet for your house. I wouldn't buy it. We're poor, but and then a little bit ago, the Final Fantasy VII remake finally got a release date.
Ooh.
Which is I don't have the exact date on me, but it's in March of 2020.
Can you believe we're coming on to 2020?
I cannot. All these games like keep saying 2020. I'm like, what do you mean 2020? That's so long. And I'm like,
No, that's next year.
wow, it's not that long. Yeah.
We'll be in the 20s.
Oh, no. Okay. Yeah, you're right. The Bethesda trailer. The Bethesda conference had this very cool game set in Tokyo. I forget the name of it. But like the people in Japan are disappearing and you follow spirits around and some of them are good and some of them are evil and you have to like figure out which ones are which and fight the ones that are evil and like befriend the ones that are good. Which is like a decent concept and stuff. But like the girl who came out to like present it, she was fucking great. And everyone should buy the game just to support her. Like she was adorable. She was like, she came out as a Japanese girl. She's like, I don't speak very good English, but I'm gonna try. And I'm like, man, you speak better English than most people I know, so you're doing great. So one of our friends, Julie Lang.
Oh, I do want to say that if you don't want any spoilers, do not look on my Instagram.
Okay, thank you. I won't. I avoided Facebook too because some people were posting things on Facebook.
Yeah.
As well. My Twitter's been safe because my Twitter's just like E3
Wrestling.
shit. But
yeah.
Tonight's E3 shit, but yeah, usually just wrestling. But the one spoiler I do have from the Tonys, which I want to just say because I want to toot my own horn, is that when everyone was talking about Tony nominations, I was like, I said this, and I want you to vouch for me, Ian.
Yeah.
Because we're always together, so you know I said this.
Right.
I said, they're creating an award this year, literally just to give for that fucking King Kong puppet.
Yeah.
Like, they will get an award just because they have that fucking puppet.
Mm-hmm.
And I get a text from Julie around 10:39, says, you were right, the Tonys did make a special award just for the King Kong puppet.
They did.
Because that puppet's fucking awesome.
It's amazing.
It's so cool.
It's like, to me, it is one of the best things about modern theater.
The technology.
Yeah.
It's like the entire stage.
Yeah.
For that fucking puppet. And it's just, it looks good too.
It takes 13 people to operate it.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That you can have 13 people in sync.
13 people in sync, and then also you have actors interacting with it.
Yeah, on stage.
And on top of it.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's a show I would like to see just for the technical aspects.
I agree. I would see King Kong. I hear it's actually pretty good. I'm surprised it wasn't nominated for more, but
you knew it would win a tech award.
Oh, it was
puppet.
If it didn't win Best Scenic Design, they were going to find a way to give it an award because
of the puppet. It has to. That
yeah.
puppet's just so out of this world.
It's incredible.
King Kong, as of this recording, who knows when we upload it, still on Broadway.
Yeah.
But you know what else is still on Broadway as of this recording?
What?
Aladdin.
Aladdin is on Broadway still.
And that will segue us perfectly. Look at me. Look at me go.
Aladdin's celebrating its 5th year on Broadway this year, actually.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
So Disney's developing a new musical, right?
No, they're bringing back Beauty and the Beast.
They're bringing back Beauty and the Beast. So what gets cut? Aladdin, Frozen, or Lion King?
My guess is because Aladdin is making money. Because all 3 of them are making money, I don't think they're going to cut anything.
Do you think another theater is going to rent them out then?
Yeah.
They'll get another theater?
Oh, definitely.
So what show gets cut?
Probably King Kong.
Wow. If Disney kills King Kong for Beauty and the Beast, I'm gonna start a riot.
Hey, Frankie, it was Beauty that killed the Beast.
Wow, I hate so much. I hated that. I set that up perfectly, but I also hated it.
As soon as you started setting it up, I said, ooh, I could do it.
But now that my segue's been ruined by my own...
Or it could take the theater that SpongeBob was in when that theater reopens.
Will it be... When do they want to put Beauty and the Beast on?
Next year.
Oh, okay. Will the theater be done by then?
Yeah.
Okay, it probably could then.
Yeah, and that's actually the theater that it originated in, so it'll be
that'd be perfect then.
Yeah, it'll be like an anniversary type thing.
And that way they don't have to take anything away.
Yeah, I don't think Aladdin.
I'm sure shows will be closing, but...
Oh, yeah, especially after tonight. The ones that didn't win,
big yikes. But I don't want to know anything.
Yeah, no, I won't tell you anything.
I have it recorded. It's sitting on my DVR. I will watch it as the days go by.
Yes.
So prepare to get some text from me.
I can't wait.
With my reactions. But let's get to the meat of this episode.
I love meat.
Last week, Ian and I saw the live action version of Aladdin. And so we're going to talk about that.
Yeah.
What are your general thoughts first, Ian, before we get into like details? What did you think like coming out of the movie?
Do we want to talk about what we thought going into it?
Oh, yeah. That's good. Yeah, what did you think going in then?
So going in, I really wasn't sure how to think of it. I was a little nervous.
Yeah.
You know, Beauty and the Beast was not perfect.
No, God, no.
Okay. But because Beauty and the Beast wasn't up to standards, and it was like the first of the Disney Renaissance to be remade, I was a little scared for Aladdin.
Yeah.
And also because no Robin Williams. Like, Aladdin, Robin Williams made that movie.
He does.
Like, that is really... You think of Aladdin, you think of Robin Williams.
That's true.
And maybe A Whole New World, but mostly Robin Williams.
Yeah, I don't think of A Whole New World. A Whole New World is not even in, like, my favorite songs in that movie.
Yeah. But, like, an Aladdin without Robin Williams, I just couldn't fathom it. So I was pretty terrified for what we were going to see. And I was very scared for it because of the fan reaction to Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah. That makes sense. I would say, and honestly, out of our entire friend group, I was the most positive about this movie.
Yeah, you were.
Like, everyone was freaking out after that first trailer that came out with Will Smith. And I usually don't watch trailers, but, like...
No, you don't.
It's Aladdin, so I know the story. I'm not worried about, like, a spoiler. And like, there's a couple changes, but they don't change the storyline.
Right. They
So
can't. They really can't.
they can't. So I don't care about these like live action Disney trailers. I'll watch them. And
Mhm.
so I watched the trailer, and everyone's like freaking out about Will Smith. I'm like, he doesn't look that bad. And everyone's like, hey, he looks terrible. I'm like, I mean, he looks weird because it's Will Smith painted blue and giant, but like, he doesn't look awful.
No.
And then,
To be honest, I was very scared about your reaction because you are the biggest Aladdin fan.
yes, Aladdin's my favorite Disney movie. And
So
so
I was just nervous for your reaction. In all
my
honesty.
my only thing was I wanted it to be like my problem with it going in was that it seemed like they were trying to make the exact same movie, but
Mhm.
just live action. And I was
Right.
like, it's not gonna work. There needs to be some creative differences, and like you need to take some creative licenses.
Hmm.
And I didn't think, based on the trailers, that he was that Guy Ritchie, the director,
Yeah.
was taking enough creative licenses. I thought he was doing too little to change it up.
Yeah.
Like I saw this on Funhouse's movie podcast where they were saying that like he went in there and they were like, you can make one big change, and the big change he got to make was like getting Will Smith
Hmm.
to be the genie. And then they're like, okay, you can't change anything else because the carpet has like the exact same design,
Yeah.
and most of the costuming is like very similar to what it was in the original movie.
Although there, not to go into it yet, but there were some changes that I'm surprised got like snuck through.
There were some changes that got some through. I think he did have more creative licenses. The trailers, I think, were deliberately showing
Hmm.
familiar things to attract people.
Of course, it's kind of the same thing as the Beauty and the Beast trailer, where they literally redid the original animated one in live
Yes.
action.
And so, I really think that sorry, I was going in with like not high expectations, but I was expecting it to be a decent film.
Yeah,
I think I came out enjoying the film. It exceeded my expectations.
I agreed.
Also considering that like Guy Ritchie hasn't directed anything that I like really enjoy.
Hmm.
He did the two live action, but he did the two Sherlock Holmes movies before this with
Oh,
Robert Downey Jr.
yeah, I did not know that.
Those were he did that.
I only know who Guy Ritchie is because he was Madonna's husband.
He
To be quite honest.
did The Man from U.N.C.L.E., which was like based on an old TV show.
Hmm.
And he did like right before Aladdin, he did King Arthur: Legend of the Sword, which was not great.
Released.
Yeah, that was in 2017. It was
I
really bad.
I don't think I ever saw a trailer for it.
It was a very bad movie. Just looking at it, it was supposed to start a 6-film franchise.
Oh, and it bombed.
It had $175 million budget and only made $148 million worldwide.
Ooh.
And it lost Warner Brothers over $150 million.
Oh, that hurts.
And the critics warned audiences to stay away.
Hmm.
So going into it, like people were always like, "Oh, Will Smith is gonna be the worst part of this."
Hmm.
But like I was going and going, I don't know if Guy Ritchie can direct this movie because I pay attention a lot to directors.
Yeah.
But the film exceeded my expectations.
Agreed.
Despite or in spite of some of Guy Ritchie's choices, which when we go deeper in our review, I'll
Yeah.
talk about.
Yeah, no, it definitely exceeded my expectations for sure. Like I said, I went in very scared and I came out very happy
Mhm.
with the result.
Yeah. So, do you want to start the review then?
Yeah.
Getting a little deeper into it.
Yeah.
Just I'm gonna go through like in order, like the plot, but I'm gonna look at the plot
Hmm.
on Wikipedia just to see if I can like see things. The first thing that like just stands out to me as like an issue
Hmm.
is that not the first song, because the first song is a redub
Of Arabian Nights.
of Arabian Nights, or rewritten Arabian Nights. I didn't have a problem with that. You did.
Yeah. I only had a problem with it with that one line.
Do you remember the line?
No.
Okay.
No, it's it's barbaric, but hey, it's home. They didn't have that.
Okay. They didn't. No, they cut that out.
Which
is an edit of. Well, did they cut out? It's barbaric, but hey, it's home.
No, they cut that. They cut that out of the newer one.
Okay.
The older one is the older one still had that line, but they had
They cut
like
the
a
line before it.
Yeah.
What was
And then
like
in
where
this-
they cut off your hand if they don't like your face.
Yeah.
It's barbaric, but hey, it's home. I forget what they replaced that first line with, but yeah, they do still have the barbaric line.
Yeah. I just personally didn't like that because that was a way to get into the character that the genie should be playing.
Yeah. And like the characters of the shop owners,
Mm-hmm.
where they like the shop owners are pretty aggressive
Yeah.
towards any kind of theft.
Oh yeah.
But my first like I liked the setup where I mean, this is gonna be a spoiler filled review
Mm-hmm.
because by the time this comes out, you should have seen it. If you were going to see it and you cared about spoilers, you would have seen it by the time this video gets put up.
Also, the movie has been out for like at this point when we're recording 2 weeks.
It released May 24th. Yeah.
Yeah. So like,
and by the time this goes up, it'll be out at least a month.
It'll be out in December of 2020.
Yeah. So more than a year. You've had more than a year and a half. So Genie starts out they start on a boat.
Mm-hmm.
And it's Genie telling a story to his kids.
Mm-hmm.
And you know it's Genie because well you don't know because
Yeah.
I was confused at this point in the theater, and you pointed out to me a thing that I had forgotten is that Robin Williams plays the shopkeeper,
Yeah.
or the salesman at the beginning of the original film, and so I thought it was just a different character entirely.
That's also what I thought.
And it's not, which you find out later. But I think that's good. That's fine. I don't have a problem with that.
Yeah.
Because of the way they wrap up the Genie storyline, I don't have a problem with that.
Correct.
But I think everything was going good. It looked good. I know there was like a controversy with some of the extras, like some of them were white and they just darkened their skin.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, this sounds bad. I couldn't tell who. I was actually like trying to find it. They don't focus. I am that, but they don't focus on any of the extras.
You were looking for the white hand.
I was, but they don't focus on any of the extras for an extended period of time.
Yeah, I in all honesty, it could have been one of those things where like they took like 4 extras and then just did them and put them in different colored costumes.
Yeah. But what happened? It's basically the same build up where Jafar can't get into the Cave of Wonders and they need the diamond in the rough.
Oh, here's my first gripe.
Yeah.
I hated the Cave of Wonders.
I loved the Cave of Wonders.
I hate it.
I thought it looked super cool. And it sounded badass.
See, okay. The thing about the original movie was what made the Cave of Wonders wonder and mysterious is the fact that it was a cave underground
Yeah.
and that it popped.
Yeah, that's true.
It doesn't pop up. It's an actual literal fucking cave with a tiger's head at the front.
That's true. But it is magic. It's a magic cave.
Yeah, but it's not.
It still blocks you.
It lost some of the magic.
I guess I didn't really have a problem with it. I was more distracted by something that you also didn't have a problem with, that I had a huge problem with almost the entirety of the film. And no disrespect at all to this man. And I don't want to. I want to find his name. Marwan Kanzari, who I'm sure
is a nice guy.
Nice guy. Sure, he's a wonderful actor.
He has a banging ass body.
Sure, he's a fantastic actor. I haven't seen him in anything else. He's in the new Murder on the Orient Express, though, so I did want to check that movie out. I haven't watched it yet, but I'm sure he's fantastic in that. Good Lord. His voice is not intimidating. Nothing about him is intimidating the entire time until he becomes a sorcerer. And at that point, I'm not intimidated by the fact that, like, I'm not intimidated by him. I'm intimidated by the fact that he's, like, a fucking sorcerer.
Uh-huh.
He's just, like, he doesn't have the gravitas to play a villain like Jafar, especially after Jonathan Freeman.
Yeah.
Did such a wonderful job.
Yeah.
In the animated film.
Is iconic as Jafar.
Mm-hmm.
And I will agree with you that he's not as good as Jonathan Freeman, but I think because I'm able to separate them now, I think, like, it. Do you understand what I'm trying to say?
I do. I just also think that
there was an extra creepiness about him, about this Jafar, than the last. Where the last was menacing, this was more creepy.
I can see that, but there's also just something in, and maybe it wouldn't have played well in live action. I don't know, but there's something about the way Jonathan Freeman, where they portray Jafar to be a snake because of the way he operates, and there's a snake quality to Jonathan Freeman's voice that I'm missing from this movie.
Yeah,
he's too soft spoken to intimidate anyone.
I feel like that's becoming a very common thing in Disney movies with their villains, where they're more soft-spoken, or you don't expect them to be villains.
Yeah,
or they're not as intimidating. Zootopia is a great example of that.
Oh my god, Zootopia is a perfect example of that. But, like, that's such a good twist. Like, that it doesn't. I don't feel that it works in this movie because Jafar is the villain.
Yeah.
From the way he behaves, you can tell he's the villain right away. Even if you didn't know the old story, if you're a kid now, just from the way he behaves, where he basically kills someone right away by throwing him into the Cave of Wonders and failing. And, like, then kills another person by throwing him into a pit.
Yeah.
Like, he kills 2 people in his first 2 scenes.
Which
is brutal. And you're like, okay. And then you hear him talk. It's like, God. Brock Lesnar. The wrestler. Huge guy.
Yeah.
He could probably lift my house.
He probably has lifted your house.
Yeah.
You didn't know it.
Yeah. But when you hear him talk, it sounds like he's going through puberty.
Mhm.
And even though he is a very intimidating guy, just looking at him, he loses about 50% of that when he speaks. And Jafar, he kills 2 people, and you're like, fuck. But then he speaks, and you're like, I can take him. I just don't like his voice, and that's my first real gripe. I forgot
Yeah.
that he's introduced before my actual, what I thought was my first gripe.
Mhm.
But no. So then we get to what I thought was my first gripe,
Uh-huh.
which is One Jump,
Mhm.
the song, One Jump Ahead. Um, what is Mina Masood, who plays Aladdin,
Yeah.
does a great job as Aladdin. I think he got like the perfect blend of like charming and cocky and flippant
I
and
don't.
like boyish charm.
I'll let you finish.
I thought he did great as Aladdin. But what is it with Disney and their casting directors on these movies, these live action movies, and going, yeah, let's get someone who absolutely can't sing and make them sing.
I don't think he was that bad.
He's not as bad as Emma Watson,
Oh no, he's 20 times better than Emma
but
Watson.
he's clearly not a singer.
Yeah.
And if they're insisting on having singing, have someone dub over it. Like,
Yeah,
come on,
I
you can
agree.
do that easily.
Or cast somebody that can sing.
Or cast someone that can sing, or don't have him sing.
Yeah.
Like, he did not. He
You
did
there?
not sound good. Yeah, I'm there. I couldn't
Okay.
think of the words. He did not sound good.
I don't think I had that much of a problem with his voice. I think compared to Emma Watson, like I don't think he was bad. My problem with him was in his acting
Mm-hmm.
because I don't, especially from the original movie, I don't think of Aladdin as cocky until that midpoint when he and the genie have a fight.
Mm-hmm.
You know, his diamond in the rough status doesn't have any cockiness about him. Like he's only doing what he needs to do in order to survive. But he's a good guy.
Yeah,
He's a sweet boy.
he is.
And to me, that cockiness, especially at the beginning of the movie, turned me off of him.
I always thought Aladdin was cocky, though.
See,
Like,
I never saw that.
the entire One Jump song, to
Mhm.
me, is Aladdin going, I'm so much better than all of you guards.
Mhm.
I like the way they pulled off the One Jump song. Like, the trick where he jumps. Like, the trick that he pulls where he throws the carpet through the roof
Oh yeah, that is really
of a
cool.
hut. I thought that was good. But you didn't like the cockiness.
Yeah, I don't know. There was just something not warm about this Aladdin.
Okay.
Like it turned me off of him. Like I didn't truly believe that underneath he was a good guy because of that cockiness.
Okay. Um, no, that's fine. I liked him.
Yeah.
Like I really did. I think the 3 main cast members all did a phenomenal job.
I
And
mean, you know my favorite.
by that I'm talking about Will Smith, Mina Masood, and Naomi Scott.
Yeah. See, to me, Will Smith and Naomi Scott were the two standouts.
I could see I think Naomi Scott did better than Mina Masood.
Oh,
But
yeah.
I think Mina did well.
Mhm.
Um, We can move on to talking about Naomi Scott's performance then, if you want.
Bless. I love that woman.
Yeah, she did very good.
She's
a good singer, first of all. Can we point that out?
She fan-fucking-tastic. Oh my god, Lemonade Mouth. Hello, yes.
Because my problem with Mina, my one problem with Mina is that he can't sing, and they're like forcing him into it.
Mm.
Naomi Scott can sing.
They don't have to force her anything.
She does phenomenal with the songs that she has.
She opens her mouth and give her a Grammy,
including the original song that they give her.
Yeah.
Which is, what is it called?
Speechless.
Speechless, yes. The original song they give her. Very good. Very good song.
Very good. Come on, Pasek and Paul writing good music.
And she holds up her end of Whole New World very well.
Oh my god, yes.
Considering that Mina is not doing well on that.
But I think what also really stood out about Naomi Scott was her performance in the acting.
Yes.
Because finally, Jasmine became a character.
Yes, Jasmine has a character in this film.
And not saying that Jasmine didn't have a character in the animated film. It was just...
She did, but she also is like...
I think she benefits a lot more from more screen time in this
she has more screen time
than the original.
And she also is barely like an Yago spots like Aladdin. Yago acts like just like a watcher the entire time. He spots Aladdin all the time. He's like tailing him.
Mhm.
Although it's not that hard because Aladdin's just like doing cool flips and shit everywhere he goes. So
Also, Aladdin does all of his magic and wishes out in the open,
he does.
which is like, what the fuck?
I really enjoy though that he just like maneuvers the city and the palace when he's broken into the palace and is trying to be sneaky.
Mhm.
He's just doing a bunch of flips and shit, and I'm like, just walk.
No, parkour, man.
No one will notice you if you're just walking.
No.
Of course you're noticed if you're doing some weird flips.
Frankie, it's 2019. The kids want parkour.
Yeah, but if you're sneaking into a heavily guarded palace and you're like, you know how no one's gonna see me if I do this really cool backflip? Like everyone's gonna notice that if they see it.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I thought of something and it just slipped my mind.